Andrea. Okay, so I have something that I wanted to share with you, and it revolves around these little eggs. So, yesterday, I ran out of eggs, so I went to the grocery store and I bought 5 dozen eggs, as you guys can see. See that? 5 dozen eggs, 250. Um, and see these eggs. So these were pretty good eggs. I really like them. I like that they're free range eggs. So I walk around the neighborhood. I go and buy my antifungal cream, and I'm I'm walking back, and I'm just like exploring the neighborhood. I walk back. I pass by in front of a bagel place, and I see people holding these eggs. So I get one egg, and then I walk away. And then it dawns on me, wait a second, Erica, you're freaking volunteering today. Maybe if they're giving away eggs, maybe they can give away eggs to the place that you volunteer at, right? Food distribution. So I circle back. I have my dozen eggs, and I tell them, I tell them, hey, there's a volunteering food distribution a few blocks away from here. Are you guys interested in donating eggs? It's going to be at 3 p.m. And the person speaks to me and they said, oh yeah, they would be interested in donating eggs. And then I speak to them. I ask them, how many eggs do you have? And they told me they have 6,000 dozen eggs. So I share it with my little food rescue group, who is part of the community fridges too. And I tell them, I said, hey, I was just wondering, can anyone swing by and pick up some eggs? Um, just because, yeah, I know it's really short notice. It's like almost, it's like 1:30 p.m. And I know it starts in 1.5 hours, but yeah, that's a whole freaking lot of eggs. And it goes quiet for a few minutes, and then it dawns on me, Erica, maybe this is a little too short of a notice. So I call up Lewis and I say, hey, I'm just wondering, do you want to transport some eggs? And he's like, okay, how much eggs? And I said, well, as much as the car can freaking fit. So it's not going to be 6,000 eggs for sure, 6,000 dozen eggs, but yeah, we're gonna go over there and drop off some eggs, and I'm thinking about filming it just so if you guys, and I probably will show up on Lewis's channel instead of my channel because his channel's a lot more professional than mine's. But I hope that it encourages people, if you see people, companies giving away food, and you volunteer with, let's say, some food distribution event or food pantry, try and get their information and say, hey, if you guys have a lot of eggs that you need to get rid of, or so if you want to donate it back within the community, feel free to reach out to organizers, and then they can set you up. So I'm going to pass the information out to the food distribution organizers, as well as people who run the community fridges, because that way you work with a team of people who do have vans, right? Who do have bigger cars, who do have these big trucks, and they can divert some of the stuff into the community fridges, more of the community fridges. So I found out the company donates to two of the community fridges in New York, and I asked them, "Oh, do you know about this other community fridge?" And they said no. So I kind of frantically messaged people in the community fridge group, and I said, hey, just wondering, would it be okay if a pallet of eggs is dropped off at the food distribution event? Just wondering. I don't know if it's okay logistically, because a pallet of eggs does seem kind of like an overkill. But yeah, they said it was okay. And then you also have people who work directly with the community fridges after they empty out their cars, right? After they empty out their vans or their trucks of stuff, they can possibly take the extra eggs and then transport it, or like allocate it around to the community. So I thought it was a really wonderful thing. And I know Jim sent me a book about a person who got involved on a bigger scale, and that came to mind when I came across this little opportunity. So I wanted to say thank you for that. And it was really something, because you would think for a big company like that, they would know about all these community fridges or all this stuff. But again, it's like, it's not just dealing with one fridge, if you can deal with like several people who deal with like these groups, right, directly, and they can arrange transport, then it goes a lot more fluidly. And I'm just happy that it seems like a lot of people will be getting a dozen eggs today, and we have a lot of dozen of eggs. I think we have like 6 or 7 dozen of eggs, I forgot, in the fridge right now. Yeah, kind of crazy. But these are really good eggs, free range eggs, certified humane. I love these eggs. We had these for breakfast, and yeah, just funny that they were saying, "Oh, did you hear about our eggs?" I was like, "Yeah, I bought 5 dozen of your eggs." So yeah, you guys can see. See, that's what I bought yesterday. And I'm just happy that, yeah, this is a much larger scale than freaking me doing my normal thing, right? So just trying to make a difference out there. And I'm going to be happy. You know, if I see these eggs regularly showing up in community fridges near me, or maybe they show up at the food distribution event regularly, that would make me super happy, because that means that these eggs can go out to the community and go directly to people who need them. And I don't know what they do with all these excess eggs if they can't sell them. I really should ask them, hey, what do you do if you can't get rid of, if you can't donate 6,000 eggs? Like, do you just throw them in the trash, or do you donate them to a food pantry, or how does it go? Because I don't deal with like large scale eggs, right? You always, the only thing that I'm used to is like looking at grocery stores or so, or one store. But when you're dealing with like a huge manufacturer, right, what do they do with their eggs? How do you offload that kind of stuff? So it's gonna be a little, it's gonna be a little video, and I'm thinking Lewis will probably make a 360 camera view. I don't want to film the people talking, really. I think that's a little, that might be a little too intrusive, so probably just keep the camera in the car, but you can see maybe the 360 view of how it is, like how big the truck is, us moving the eggs in, and just kind of like a glimpse, right? And then you guys get to see the eggs move from the car to the food event. And I don't think we're gonna stay around to film the if the pallet shows up, but I'm gonna whip out my camera in case I see it and be like, ah, the pallet of eggs have arrived. I don't know how many eggs are in a pallet. That's the other thing too. But I imagine it's a lot more than can fit into like a regular size like Tesla or like a Nissan Altima, right? A lot more eggs. But really excited about that. And it's just trying to make a little difference, a little bit bigger scale than just grabbing a few things and then just putting it in a free box. Yeah. Who is donating? So legacy free range eggs. I forgot, you know, I just kind of blanked out, but when I go back over there and I talk to the president, I want to ask them, hey, can we film this stuff, and can we put it on social media, or can we put it on YouTube to just bring awareness about, you know, the importance of donating things or just working with the community. And again, they make good eggs. This is not just me shilling the eggs because, yeah, they're donating eggs, but I did buy their eggs yesterday. Yeah, they're probably, yeah, I'm just really happy about it. So, what?
Can you charge the camera that's on my table, the 360 camera?
Yeah,
Just plug it in. That's all you gotta do, girl. That's all you gotta do.
okay,
You just gotta plug it in.
okay. I'm just gonna find the plug. If I can find it. I don't know where the... Just plug it in, he says. Where do I plug it in? Where's the... Do you guys see the little port where I plug this thing in? I don't see this. Like, yeah, where does it... Do you guys know where the port on this thing is? I don't see the port. No, that's not it. And this isn't it. Can you guys tell me where the port is? I'm feeling very nubby. Is this it? No, that's not it. Hold on. Underneath the rubber flap. Here? Here? Or here? I don't know. What rubber flap? There's no... It doesn't have like a freaking... It's not like a phone where I can clearly see the port. See? I don't see the port here. He says just plug it in, but I don't see the freaking plug. I don't see any opening. See, there's nothing here. And then there's nothing on this side. And then there's nothing here, because that's power. And then there's nothing here. And then, is this it over here underneath the lens? No, that's the camera lens, so that's not there. And then maybe it's over here. No, I think this is the camera lens too. You see? You see what I'm saying? Hey, can you point me where the thing is? I looked all around and I can't find the charger.
What are you talking about?
On your GoPro, I can't find the charger. I've looked all
Do you
through.
see that there's a switch on the side of the coconut?
This? Okay.
Good, good.
What about it?
Come on, you got this.
No, can you? Oh, okay. Okay. I thought it was just a recording thing. Fucking thing. Okay. Look at this. See, I'm so used to having it be like a freaking port that, yeah, it's like. There you go. So he says plug it in, so I guess I plug it in there. Yeah. So, oh, let's find it. Haha! I successfully plugged it in. And is this thing charging? I don't know. But it is charged to the wall. Okay, there it is. Now it's charging. Okay, we're good. We're good. Yeah. Oh, hello, handsome. I'm looking at Oreo Cat. So yeah, you're gonna see, yeah. So thank you. So you are going to see a video, probably a 360 video later today or maybe tomorrow, just about the little journey about the eggs. And I hope, like I said, I hope that if you come across a company that's donating any food related item, if you guys are already volunteering with, let's say, a food pantry or food distribution event, or like some kind of community fridge, try and be that little knob or that little bridge that works from one to another, and then that way people can get food, and then that way you can also reduce stuff going into the landfill, possibly, right? So I just hope that what is going to be recorded, pushes people to do that, because sometimes it's like people would see things and then they would think like, oh great, thanks for the free dozen eggs, but besides that, right, you can do more than that. You can see, or you can ask a company, what do you guys do with your extra eggs if you can't resell it? Have you thought about, let's say, donating it to food pantry? Have you thought about working with like an organization that I volunteer with or something like that? Yeah, and yeah, it was a really good experience, and I hope that this is the first of several or many things that I can like help and like do my little part, because I think volunteering, sometimes people just think, oh, volunteering is just like standing and helping put food bags together or help distribute things outwards. But truly, I think volunteering is not just being one little, okay, yeah, I'll put the oranges inside of your bag. You can always step up to the plate and try to do a little bit more. And when you do step up, then you make more of a difference. And I'm going to be really happy, if the eggs show up and then I see the boxes going on. I'm like, yay, those are the eggs that I helped try to work out with like logistics. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. Again, I wish Lewis got a bigger car or something so that way we could transport more eggs. But remember that the freaking big ass truck is going to be going over there and they're going to be dropping off a pallet. So I don't know what the time is going to be between when we drop off the eggs and when the big truck arrives. But hopefully, it gets spaced out, because as soon as we drop off the eggs from Lewis's car, those eggs can immediately be put into boxes, and if there's maybe like a 15 or 20-minute delay, that's enough time that the big delivery truck can come in. And so some people might think like, oh, well, Erica, why didn't you just wait for more volunteers? One thing about the community fridges or any of these food rescue food organization groups is it's not a huge, it's not like there's a whole big army, right? It's just maybe a few people who are just going around New York and then just helping doing their part. So if you say, hey, I have food over here, that doesn't necessarily mean that someone can immediately swing by and just pick the stuff up, because one person, for instance, they said that they're picking up the donation load from Whole Foods, so they can't help out with the eggs. But thankfully, Lewis has a car, so he can put in some eggs, and I think it'll be kind of like a joke because there's a lot of stuff in the trunk, so it's not going to be too successful with putting eggs in there. I'm just saying, it's not going to be that much space, but yeah, I hope that we can do something and put a bunch of eggs in there. I don't know how much eggs can you fit into a Tesla, right? That's the big question. You could put probably two boxes, maybe 5 boxes, 5 big boxes. I don't know, and then probably have 1 box on my lap or 2 boxes on my lap. Just so many freaking eggs, but good eggs and eggs that expire or best buy in May. So it's not like these eggs are bad eggs or anything like that. Yeah. Why don't you do a video? Because I want the videos to be, I want you guys to see a 360 view. I don't want to just kind of have a camera out and be like, oh, hey everybody, look all around and things like that. I rather have it be less obtrusive. So if you have a 360 camera inside of the car, it shows a 360 view. Even though you might not hear audio, you can see the eggs moving from one area to another area, the eggs getting loaded up into the car. And yeah. I don't want it to be like one of those things where, oh yeah, I'm just gonna I want to do things quietly. That's what it comes down. I don't want to do the whole intro like some people do, and it's like, hey, um yeah, look at me, I have, da 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 da. We'll see though, we'll see. You guys get what I'm saying? Like sometimes I hate it when people record things and then it's like obviously do it to just promote their channel kind of stuff. But yeah, that's not the intention of this kind of stuff. Like if you look back in I think Lewis's live random channel or something, there was actually several videos where we post things about the community fridge, but I haven't really posted things, or he hasn't posted things, because you choose to kind of do things on the down low. I don't think that everybody should kind of see like, oh, look, this is what we did this week, or this is what we did, last week, and that kind of stuff. I try to keep a lot of stuff on the down low, but for this is really a special exception because first time with a car, right? You can move around the eggs, and great experience, great experience. Yeah, so. Yeah, you're right. You need your hands too. Yeah, we need to do the boxes of eggs. So you're not going to hear audio most likely. It'll just be the car, beep, beep, beep. But then with the 360 view, you can see the car getting loaded up. And that's the most important. And then afterwards, right, when I get out of the car, you can see volunteers, or you can see people like moving, yeah, moving the eggs out. And I don't know. I probably should ask if people are okay with being on camera. I probably should, but I don't know. I'll figure something out. Maybe blur faces or something. Maybe that'll be the way to go. Or I don't know. Because you see what I'm saying? Like I kind of want to document it, but I don't want to deal with, oh, okay, then I got to think about showing, possibly showing 1 out of 50 people's faces. And then, yeah. But I don't know. I don't know. But maybe it'll be okay because it is a public area anyway. So if you're out in public, you should be okay with being filmed. That's just my thinking, right? Yeah. I don't know. So it's gonna be a load of eggs, and we have like more than enough eggs. We usually eat about half a dozen eggs a day. Lewis eats 5. Sometimes I'll have 1 egg. Sometimes I'll have 2 eggs. So yeah, we go through about let's see, what, 42 eggs, 42 eggs a week. So we always have a healthy supply of eggs here, and it seems kind of crazy, but yeah. Yeah. No, 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 no. This is actually going directly. So what happens is that like I always volunteer. And then the eggs will get packed into these boxes, and then the boxes go out directly to people waiting in line. So that's how it goes. So it's just getting the shipment of eggs in, and then that way volunteers can just pass out the eggs. Like, okay, here's eggs, and here's eggs, and here's eggs. Like last week, for instance, right? Like I had a whole bunch of stuff, and I just donated that outwards. Yeah. So. I will talk to you guys later. I gotta get going soon. Huh?
Anyway.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So you guys are gonna see this giant egg stream. We'll see how much eggs we can put into the car. How much eggs do you think you can put into the car? Boxes of eggs. Like.
I'll let us find out.
Yeah, I know. It'll be eggs and eggs and eggs and eggs
Throw away
and
some
eggs.
junk in my trunk.
Huh?
I had to throw away some junk.
No. What do you mean? It's gonna be from your trunk. It's just gonna stay there, unless you keep it.
You can put the back seats down to make room for things.
Oh, true.
Oh.
Yeah, true.
But
But
I could take the Yuba bike.
are you kidding me? The Yuba bike. What can you fit in there? Like what? 5 dozen eggs? That's it? No. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Talking about that. Huh? Shit, where's my stuff?
Erica, the fighter of the others. Aha. There's no holding on to be done.
So, an honest individual has been like kindly reminding me about that. Just wanted to show you. Yes, I did pick this thing up today. Look at that, the 1%. I also picked up some Epsom salt. So yes, I'm gonna be doing that today. I had a flare up today in the morning, and I thought, well, Erica, just treat it with this. So yeah, thank you for the reminder. I did actually go and grab it today, so I'm gonna be applying it today. I don't want this to get. I know I was thinking about doing my own little thing, but I think that I just got to make sure at least I get this freaking thing a little bit more under control, right? Because I can do the stuff that I want, but at least I need to have like hope that it's getting better. And yeah, so I did do that on my arm today. Let me show you how my freaking arm looked. My arm looks pissed off. Okay, see, that's my arm today. It looks all bumpy and everything like that. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it just does not look good. So it's weeping, and I didn't expect it to weep, and that's why I decided, okay, Erica, antifungal time. I can't spend my whole life putting on Manuka honey and things like that. So, yeah. So I'm gonna be putting this on later today, and yeah, see how that thing works. Yeah. So, yeah. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm gonna ask when we get out of the car, ask them like, oh, do you mind if we film certain things, or yeah, and then we put this thing on YouTube and just bring into the forefront about the importance of donation, or the great thing about yeah, how great your company is for donating this stuff. Many companies donate too. And it's not, I think more people need to reach out with certain companies or distributors and let them know, hey, this is an option that you have if you do, if you do have excess stuff. Yeah, it's so, and I think it's so much easier when you have people possibly swinging by and then saying, oh, okay, just put it off on the side and it'll get picked up. Lewis and I cannot commit to making this egg delivery all the time because it's not a very freaking big car. But yeah, if they wanna, if they know like, okay, there's a event every so and so, like every Saturday, if they have something, they could just drop it off, and then that way it directly goes to the community, and that's a little bit more simple that way, because yeah, what if yeah, if you deal with like a car as big as the car that we have, then that's not too much stuff. I'm just going to be very open and transparent about that, right? But at least it's some sort of transportation. I think that if we didn't have a car, then yeah, we would only be able to hold maybe like 20 dozen eggs. And that would just me be putting it on my shoulders and my back, and that's it. But yeah, so I'm really happy that there's a car, and I feel like, yeah, we can help transport and rescue more food this way. So that's the upside about having a car, right? You can do more because you have the space and the ability to. So you can step up rather than just dealing with stuff on my freaking shoulders or on my back. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. So I'll take some pictures. I don't know if I can like whip out the freaking video and then record that kind of stuff when the truck comes in. But I'm really excited about it. I want to see this big glorious egg truck and then maybe get a glimpse of how a ton of eggs look like in a truck, because I've never seen like how full an egg truck looks like in my life. So it's just, maybe it sounds like I'm 5 years old. I'm like, I want to see how many eggs or how they move eggs in the egg truck. Yeah, I want to see how many freaking eggs are in an egg truck. Like, how do they store all those eggs without it cracking? Because sometimes it's like I just bring, some eggs home and then I take a little tumble and then I freaking break one or two eggs. So if you have that many eggs, right? Like, how did they do it? How did they do it? Yeah. So, okay, you guys. I shall talk to you guys later. I need to get ready. Because we gotta go and get the car and then, yeah, stuff like that. So, yeah, I will see you guys.